This is the Justin Cost Podcast.
Yo.
Tay Money, what's up, man?
So what's good?
Finally happy that I got a hold of you.
Finally happy I got a hold of you, bro.
I went back through our history. It's probably like a month that we were trying to do this.
Yeah. It's time.
That's how it goes, man. So how was your time with your daughter?
Oh, it was great, man. It was great, man. Every time I'm with the kids, blessing. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I like that background.
Yeah, check that out. There's a bee there and the butterfly. There's a lot going on. My wife took this picture. You know, she's an artist. She's really good at what she does. Which is funny because, you know, not that I was going to get into it, but we all struggle as artists. I know that, you know where I'm going with this. It's really neat, though, when you have your own thing. And, you know, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but the one thing I will say about what I do is that it's not touching anything else that anybody else is doing. It's very unique, and I'm happy about that. And same thing with her art. She's painting now, which is something that she's kind of adapted over the year or two, where she got away from photography and she did colored pencil, and now she's moved on to other things. And the funny thing with her is that I like is that she can't duplicate. You know, she doesn't want to go back and do another type of painting that she had done before, alternative,
Right.
Maybe something a little different. It's like, let's move on to something completely different and then never copy it again. And for me, it's kind of like, as an artist, it's like, you're missing an opportunity there. But, so we talk about that stuff a lot. And that's one of the reasons, I'm doing this podcast. I like to talk about this stuff, and I'm really interested to see what you've got going on. What's those 10 songs about? What can you tell me about them? What could you tell somebody that would be interested or try to get them interested in your music?
Well, I would say this is probably the first time that me personally, I've created anything just out of pure fun, for pure just in a focused state, without any pressure, without any outside influences. It's more of just, as an artist, and you can attest to this, sometimes, we get too wrapped up in trying to create art. You know what I'm saying? Instead of letting it flow naturally and organically.
Right.
All of these songs are natural and organic. They came out of some of them pure emotion, some of them pure, just I am an artist and I'm being an artist and I feel the feeling. Nothing was like, oh, I got to try to write a hit song, or I'm trying to do this for a project, that's due at a certain time. It was all, I want to create, and I'm feeling these ideas come to me. And they're, how you have an idea like for a song or something and it won't leave you alone?
Yeah.
Like it just, like, I don't care what you do, you keep hearing these lyrics, you keep hearing this hook or this, this stem, something just keep playing in your head until you get it down. Well, that's what happened with these. It was like, it was just pure artistry on my part. And for the listeners, I can say once I'm finished, they will appreciate that, especially if they're from this city, they will appreciate that one of their own, is just being genuine. It's not about, I'm not trying to be some flashy guy. I'm not the biggest guy, the richest guy, the toughest guy, none of that. This is just pure music, hip hop. It might be a little streety, party, what I'm saying, some serious. I do touch on some serious topics, that, people would deem, like, hey, this is something that I deal with in my life where I have family members that go through these things. But for the most part, I think it's just pure and from the heart. It's not like I said. It was just something that came together out of me really seeing what direction I want to go with my life. I've always been doing music, always, but was I always happy doing it? Was I always able to do it and say I'm truly being me. You know what I'm saying? And this is what this is. You truly get me. Like some of the songs you might be like, that don't sound like a song you would write, but I did, so it's kind of like, you know, that's the point of this whole project is to give something to hip hop. I don't care. It's not about trying to sell it. It's not about trying to make a dime. I'm trying to give something to music because I love music and I can't stop doing it. I've been doing it all my life. So this is more about contributing to music and listeners more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Just putting something out there and for people to know like we have these type of talented people right in our hometown, right around us, you know what I'm saying? Right every day and we, some of us might not realize it, some of us do, but at the most what I think most people would be interested is I'm doing this and I'm older than most of the people that's gonna love it. You know what I'm saying? They gonna love it. I know they are. You know what I'm saying? If they don't, hey, that's fine too. But I believe in it. I believe I had fun with it. And it's 10 songs, but actually it's a little more than that because I'm still writing.
Okay.
I'm still in the process, but there are 10 definite that I'm like, hey, I'm ready to go, ready to record. Let's ride.
Yeah, it sounds like the fluidity that you've had in just the instincts of writing is all we ever want. And I, as a teacher, would tell you guys that, and how a microphone is just changing different forms of energy. That energy is being translated through those different forms, but it comes in and goes out the same way. And what I mean by that is that enjoyment of creating it gets translated, and that's what people hear. They may not understand that, but you're talking about a moment in time, and that moment in time can carry on. And if it's a strong moment in time, then I think that will carry on even further, and that's what people want to be a part of.
But also, I don't mean to cut you off, but also it's more about our focus. You know what I'm saying? Like if you've been seeing any of my pictures that I post, I put #focus. That's because, our days are, we break down our days into hours and minutes and seconds, but, time management is everything. And I really got to a point like, man, I've been living life all this time, and it's easy to say I gotta work and I'm not gonna do this or that. Man, I'm not making no more excuses for myself. It's every day something to do with music. Just like basically every day, like I'm tying it in. I'm a certified personal trainer now.
Right.
So it's I do the workout thing, trying to gain clients, but it all ties in together. So just like I stay dedicated to keeping myself in shape and learning more and being current on workouts and certifications and stuff like that. I'm trying, well, not even trying, every day has to have something to do with my art, and it's not about, it's not for anyone else but for me and that art. Now, if when I'm finished and people listen to the songs, yeah, that's great. But I had to embrace that this is what I am. This is my purpose. This is my calling. So it's whether you hear a song ever from me or not, I still need to write one or do something every day consistently with music. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, as long as I'm, to be dedicated to the art. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way we get better. That's the only way write those hit songs or we paint the, greatest picture anybody ever seen. We have to do this every day. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's mentally, physically, you know what I'm saying? We have to do it every day. And most times we don't even have a choice. It's gonna happen regardless. You're a musician. Every day there's some part of music in you. Whether you tracking or you just thinking about it, every day music impacts your life. I know it for a fact. You know what I'm saying? So I'm honing in on that. I'm accepting that. I'm embracing that. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of saying, okay, yeah, it does, but I'm gonna still do this over here. I don't care if it's 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 3 hours. I'm dedicating something to the craft, so I can basically feel better at the end of the day and see a result from it. And I am proud of the little songs I did just do. I got plenty of songs. Man, I got so many songs I don't forgot. But I say, moreover, these 10 mean a lot more to me because they came from a special place. They came from me really embracing what this is and what I am. I'm an artist. It's not always easy to say. You can say it, and but did I believe it all the time? Like I knew I could write and stuff like that, and rap, and ghost write and do all that, but to really embrace it, like this is who I am. This is one of the things I'm known for, and this is one of the things that has been a real part of my life for all my life. So, here we are.
You know what makes me feel like when you're an artist, when you're a true artist, you're at that point where you have to do it every day to make you feel better, like to wake up and have something, to look forward to. You go and do the grind every day. I know you've got 2 jobs, and you wake up, and there's not always every day you want to go to work. But then now, as an artist, there is a point to get to work because after work or later on in that day or before work, you're going to be working on something, or you're thinking about what you're working on, and you know that it's a part of your life.
Yeah.
And I want to go back because this guy I went to school with, Lynn Graber, would always tell me, because I was having kids, early in my life, and I was struggling with not being able to get work done, and that I wasn't going to be able to get caught up because I did have lots of songs and still do that were just sitting there. And he told me, look, man, if you can do something every day, even if it's just one thing, like one vocal track, one line written that you're for sure is going to go to a recording, you're headed in the right direction. Second thought is, man, how many things have we not created because of all the obstacles in our way and in our life? Which is, it's a hard thing to think about, but that also thought brings you to what makes you who you are. And when you're making those new recordings or new projects, the listener has to ask themselves what brought them to that point to make that recording, which is a beautiful thing to me. The third thing I wanted to say with what you said was one story that will never leave me. I was in college. It was my first year, and I was hanging out with two guys, 2 students, and they would come over to my place, my apartment, and all they would want to do is party or play video games. And after a while, I got tired of that. And I kind of looked over at him and said, look, guys, if we're going to be hanging out in my apartment right now with where I'm at, I want to be working on something. And that was the initial thought with these 2 guys. They were both artists themselves. And one went the other way, and the other one went the other way. And I'll tell you in just a short amount of time here. One of them ended up, hitting my window real late at night that scared me at like 3 o'clock in the morning and shattered my window out of the outside of my apartment. And, I had cops called because I wasn't sure right away who it was. It ended up being him because he was upset that I kind of called him out and saying, let's do something with our lives. Let's get work done. These video games right now aren't doing it for me because you're sitting there, you're doing nothing, you're accomplishing nothing. And at that point in my life, young and energetic and going to Full Sail University, which at the time was a really, really big deal to me, I wasn't happy about it. So the other person ended up coming to my apartment, excuse me, and writing a whole song out of one of my instrumentals, and that was what I used. The guy's name was Jerome Ballard, and he's gone by a lot of different names. Flying V was one of them, and I can't think of some of the other names that he's had in the past. But really, really great guy, and kind of showed up, which I was really appreciative of. And even still, we talk, and he's so great for knowing me and me knowing him and that connection. And that song was "You Got It Good." It's off of the second album. And so he just does the vocal recording. He did it in one take. He came down with the lyrics, no problem. And like I said, he showed up. And I really appreciate that. And I think that just in that story can say a lot about a moment, a character, an artist, and like what you're saying, you have to be focused, get the job done, and, yeah. So.
I mean, it's what we are, man. If we don't do it, who else gonna do it? And then also, man, I'm not that guy that looks at music and I love all music. I do. I mean, whether it's my cup of tea or not, or this person might not be my favorite artist, don't mean I don't respect and love what they're contributing to the art form, to the music genres, so I'm that guy that says it's my turn, it's my time, and I can't leave this planet until a lot of people know my music. You know what I'm saying? That I refuse to. I'm not saying that I really have a choice in it, but within my will, that's where I'm headed. That's the focus that I'm on. So there's only one way for me to do it, and that's just to give it my full concentration, my full effort. You know what I'm saying? Give it my all. And there's a lot of gimmicks and media things you can do, and I'm not gonna get into all that. I'm not gonna, I am gonna use things like trying to, get as many hits and likes and views and stuff like that. But for the most part, my main focus is to make, write the best songs possible. And that's gonna come from, a lot of places. I'm very realistic now. I mean, once we've done this so long, we kind of get an idea where, how to pull things together. That's why I contacted you about that, because I'm trying to pull resources together to make everything, a masterpiece. Because, I'm understanding now, like, you can write a song and it can sound pretty good to you. You can let some people hear you do it, and you like, they're like, yeah, that's nice. That's good. But what's the next step? The next step, you got to record that song.
Yeah.
You got to mix that song. You got to master that song. Mm-hmm.
Not easy to do. It can be done a lot of different ways, and it's a very small percentage of it getting right to where it needs to be. And a lot of people I talk to are having a hard time without having a major studio or a studio that has, an LA2A and, thousands and thousands of dollars of gear. You can't get it. It's hard to get it to that point, to the strength of what, we're hearing in songs that are on the, Billboard and on the radio. That's besides the point. I've dealt with that. I've been battling with that for years. And I do whatever I can to get to, the best quality as possible. And you do that by talking to other people that are engineering and making music. And, we're in this box. We're in the computer. We're doing it digitally. Aside from that, I could go on forever, man. But, yeah, you're absolutely right. There's a lot to go into it. And the biggest thing is what's going on in your head. And I don't want to sound cynical at all. But you have to.
I like that. I like that.
You have to understand, and I've told this to people recently. that people don't care about what you've put out, and that should
Yeah.
drive you and fuel you to put the greatest product out there that you can. But also, it means that you have to be confident enough to promote that product, because we know that there's a lot of crap out there, and a lot of crap
Yeah,
that
exactly.
makes a lot of money. And so, you can hear Baby Shark a bunch of times, and everybody's eventually going to say it's catchy, because if you hear it enough, a melody is a melody, right? A harmony is a harmony.
It's a melody.
Sound is sound. A lot of things can be catchy, and unfortunately, there's some bad examples out there, but that's it. Is that mindset of, okay, I know nobody really cares about this, but I'm going to make people care, because you should have a story behind your music and what it all means to you. And that's just also a very small part, as you mentioned, mixing, mastering, recording it. It's that whole chain, man.
Yeah.
But again, getting cynical and is not the best way to go. But it is a place that you need to travel to briefly, because you want that full perspective. You want to understand what you're up against.
Oh yeah, you got to, man. Because this is that's the thing about it. It's we translate it as us being artists, but then it switches over to the music business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in the music business, that's when things change. It comes out of, that, it's still in the rim, but it comes out of more of, like you said, and now we in the chain, and we got to figure out how to do all these things, because it's not an easy process. That's why they charge a lot of money to mix and master. You know what I'm saying? Why people get, great ones get paid the really, really big bucks, because to get great sound, it takes a lot,
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's why I'm saying, man, this whole thing, to me, I'm excited to be back in that mode, because it's like, it's strictly for me, but, I am giving it to the listeners, but I mean, the whole thing it's not like before. And kind of, I guess I'm really motivated because, my team is gone. I'm the last man standing. And there's a lot of days I wonder why, you know what I'm saying? But then I think everything happens for a reason. Well, I know everything happens for a reason. I know I met these guys for a reason. I know I met everybody for a reason. I know we did everything we did and created every song we did for a reason, and it was the experience. Every emotion from them, passing on, every lesson, everything is coming to a point, and it's time for me to write it and record it and let the world hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's actually a very beautiful story when you look at it. It's very interesting. It's very, the things I learned from Josh about music, the things I learned from Freddie, the things I taught them. You know what I'm saying? The time I spent with them. The things that transcended beyond music and breaking down, racial stereotypes and, what I'm saying, stuff like that. I mean, it all came out. So it's like, now I can really sit back, and after living through all of this, my whole life, I can really just write it down and record it and let people hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I know they're gonna like it. I know. It's one of them for sure things.
Everything that you've done has been awesome, man. And the fact that you guys had that group, that doesn't happen all the time. People have cliques. People hang out, after college classes. I get it. But that was different between you three. Really, I mean, there was 4 or 5 in the group there for a while. But, yeah, man. I don't know if you remember, but after Freddie May's performance of the first Dayton Music Showcase, I got too emotional, and I couldn't hold it back. But of course, there's regrets there. But I said a lot, and I said some things because I was a little bit angry, and this is going to continue happening the rest of my life because I'm an artist. My wife is an artist. We've just discussed this, but to see real people, put their time together and do it. The person that he had singing with him, that moment, looking around and not being, but maybe a handful of people there, 20, 25 people, it's upsetting to me. There should have been more people there. That's what I said. I almost want to take it back, but I still feel that way. And his performance, you guys did a great job. But after seeing his performance, you look at people's lives and you see where they're at, and you wish, gosh, that he could have been in the right place, right time. He could have been huge. He should have been huge.
Right.
Just like you, just like Josh. Dayton seems to just breed special people that have a beautiful way of looking at life, but also being really, really creative in their music. And we've been here already, but not just music, other things as well. If you think about it, the airplane, just us flying, was invented right here in Dayton, Ohio.
Right.
Up north, the light bulb with Thomas Edison was invented. There's a lot of people here, and of course, Kettering, and the list goes on and on. But I was very emotional, mainly because of that reason. I haven't talked to anybody about this. You're the first person I've actually kind of laid that out there. But not that I had pity for Freddie May, because I have pity for all artists when it comes to just not getting enough acknowledgement and for what they do. You could blame it on the economy, where people just don't have enough money to put time and money into it anymore, and to buy paintings, to buy music, to buy or to invest in a short film, for example, to go in the video, audio video production side of things. But yeah, it really got to me. I was very impressed with him. I was very impressed with his writing. I was impressed with his stage presence. He was clever, but funny, and also in his own way very professional in how he dealt with the crowd and himself. And you can't really teach that. I was glad to be a part of it. I was glad to be a part of his life. We lost him more recently. Of course, Josh. One of the last times I talked to Josh was at Bricks, and you were sitting right there, and I showed you guys my daughter for the first time, and I was like, man, what am I going to do? And the first thing he said to me was, looked at me and said, get a gun. And, good memories, and wishing we could have those two back, man. I'm happy that you're still here, and I'm looking forward to working with you and doing whatever I can to help out.
I appreciate that, bro. We're going to make history.
I'm all about it, man. I'm all about it. You just hook up with me on a date and time. We'll get together. Like I said, it'll probably be 2 to 3 sessions. It sounds like you've got more coming, so we'll just take them one at a time and do the best we can. I'm really proud of what I've been able to do here in my studio. I've worked at other studios, but I got a microphone. I've got new. I should shout out somebody here real quick, because I know this is going to get publicized. Josh Cox is a student from ICB, and him and I have a history. We've got stories to tell. He is part of the reason that I got laid off at ICB, which isn't directly his fault, but he's a part of that story, which I'd love to share with everybody at some later time. But he is the one that I've been talking to back and forth, who's actually helped me, because he's buying all sorts of microphones and equipment all the time, and he's like, Justin, check out this microphone. You're gonna like this thing. Get this plug-in. This has helped me greatly. I know that you're trying to get your music to a certain level. This will help. So I want to call out Josh Cox. He already knows, but man, thank you so much for helping with that, and what we're going to be able to do with your vocals and the clarity that you're looking for, and the quality is going to be top notch compared to everything else that's bumping out there that the mass population likes. So, anything else that I can do to help with marketing, let me know. We'll be talking about it.
Yeah, we're gonna sit down and chop it all up.
Cool. Well, I'm excited to hear these songs, man. I'll let you go. We should have another one of these talks during session. I'd like that. But man, thank you for reaching out.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you a call tomorrow on Messenger, and we set up a time and everything.
Sounds good, man. Tay Money.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, no problem, bro.
Have a good day, man.